Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with InvestorMore, and I'm standing outside a commercial property we bought a couple of months ago, or a few months ago. It's been a little longer than that now. This is one we bought. It was partially rented when we got it, and we've added one tenant and then just had a tenant leave. We paid $450 for it. It's about 6,000 square feet, and when rented, it should bring in a great income, but it always takes a little bit of work to rent some commercial properties. So with one tenant gone, we can now show you the full space without them in there and kind of show you what it looks like now. So we'll take a look at the property, talk about the numbers and why we bought it, what our plans are, and of course check out investormore.com for much more information on our flips, rentals, be an agent, and all of that great stuff too. Sorry for having to yell out here, but we are on a very busy 4-lane highway, which is a very good thing when you're investing in commercial real estate. And there's constant cars and trucks going back and forth here. This property I bought from the MLS, and it's for sale for a long time on the MLS, and price ranged from $500 to $700, but we ended up getting it for $450,000. This used to be an old hardware store a long time ago, and you can still kind of see the old hardware written up there. But someone painted over the hardware sign at one point, which is kind of disappointing, but that's okay. And so we own this place plus the brewery right there we also own. So that's been rented, acted as a brewery the whole time we've been here. And this space right here, we've never seen completely vacant because the person I bought the property from had some stuff in here, was possibly going to open a store in here. But his lease was up. He decided not to renew it, which we figured would happen. And now we're trying to get this space leased. So we had worked on trying to lease it before when it was occupied and didn't have much luck. Had quite a few people look at it, but nobody wanted it. And now we've had a ton of interest in it. And we're actually meeting someone here pretty soon. So while we're waiting for them to get here, I thought I would do a quick video. But there's lots of things we're noticing without all the stuff in here. I'll have a video before of what it looked like with all the stuff in here. But we can really see the floor. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but these tiles are so uneven and sticking up and indented, and then you can see they're not all the same. They've been done a bunch of patching over the years, so the place looks a lot worse than it did with stuff in it. And you can see like the ceiling, you know, there's some stains on there, some weird patches going on. The roof along this vent kind of slopes a little bit to the going in, which isn't always a good thing. So at some point you might want to get on the roof and make sure that's okay. But it was redone recently. I'm just a little worried about that sloping. But overall, it's still a really cool property. It's about 1,700 square feet in this unit. And then it has a kitchen, so you can live here and work here at the same time. Yeah, you can have just a business, but you can't just live here. You have to have some kind of business in this space if you're living here. So it's, yeah, like I said, big open space. And hopefully, you know, we find someone here pretty quick who wants to rent it. We're asking $1,700 for this rent. We rented the back unit, so I've showed the back unit quite a few times. It's right through that door. It's had all the hardwood floors and one big open studio. We rented that for $1,500 a month. That tenant's been in there a couple of months, and actually late on rent already, which isn't good, but hopefully it was a mix-up with his bank, as he said, and not something else. And then this unit does have bathrooms too. So kind of strange bathroom layout. You've got your sink and toilet right there, and a ceiling, which you might think is weird. I'd mention it has a ceiling, but over here we have the shower and another sink and no ceiling. It goes all the way up, and that is open to out here as well, so it's kind of interesting. And you can see kind of the ceiling up there, just a little bit of damage. A little bit of damage right there. Nothing terribly bad, but now that we see it vacant, we're just kind of like, maybe we should spruce this place up, at least paint it, remove that junky looking carpet up front, and get appliances in here, because he took the appliances, and just spruce it up a little bit. Maybe do this floor. And the other crazy thing, There's this big rug right here. It's like, oh, he left this giant rug. Well, this rug is attached to the ground, like it is glued down. And if I walk over here into the middle, I can feel it's kind of soft, and there is no tile underneath it, so I don't know if it's, what's going on here. If it's like just wood, I can feel it's kind of hollow underneath. But I kind of want to get this rug out of here and see what is under there. Maybe, just maybe, it's a sweet murder room, I don't know. And then up here, we do have an interesting spot we found as well that we didn't find before. And there's also a basement behind the back unit that I've shown before. I'll link to all that. But we're kind of getting ready to maybe start finishing that as well. We've been meaning to do that for a while, but just haven't, it's dusty. Have not gotten to that yet, but we'd love to finish that basement, and we could probably get $1,500 a month in rent there too, if that's finished. Look, it's almost a murder room. That is our main water coming in through there. And so that was probably dug out, God, who knows, 100 years ago. You can see some of that wood. It looks like it's 100 years old, but I thought that was kind of cool. So if we got everything rented in this place, we got $1,700 here, $1,500 in the back, $1,500 in the back there. Obviously, we'd have $4,700 a month of rent coming in on this building, plus the brewery, which I think pays $1,400 a month in rent. So we have over $6,000 a month coming in once this building is completely leased up. Obviously, commercial takes a little longer, and we expect that hopefully here soon. We can get this one leased and work on the basement and get that leased. And we paid $450 for it. We literally did almost nothing to the back unit to fix it up. We've done nothing here yet, but we'll spend a little bit of money here, I think. Even if we had a tenant who's super interested in it, I think we'd still fix it up a little bit for them. And then the basement would probably take $20,000 to $25,000 to fix up, maybe a little more. And we'd have a building that if it was rented for $6,000 a month, it would probably be worth $700,000, $800,000. So it sucks having a property sit vacant for a while, even though it's not all vacant. But the reason we do that is because there's so much upside once you get it rented. So we've had a few like this where it has taken us a while to rent them. Commercial always takes longer, but in the end, it's almost always been worth it because the payday can be so much higher once you get them rented, once you get a stabilized tenant. People who invest in commercial, for the most part, want tenants in place. They want them stable because they don't want to go through this part of renting it, advertising it, finding good tenants. And then there's not always, really good property management companies or leasing companies out there for commercial properties either. But I think this will still be a really cool deal once it's all rented, once it's all done. And we're always looking for more commercial properties too. And there's another one that just came up for sale in this town that I might take a look at. It's not quite as good of a deal. We might have to get it a little less than asking price. And then a really big one came up for sale too that I really like, but that's like a 70,000 square feet monster. I think would be completely vacant. So that is also a crazy beast to take on. I'm not sure I want to do that because you really have huge expenses until that thing is leased. And leasing really big properties like that can be very difficult too, unless you break them up. And you're spending a whole lot of money breaking them up. So there's a chance, but that one will be a little less likely than some of these other smaller ones. All right, thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the support. The likes, the comments, the shares, keep those coming. We'll keep updating everybody on our rental properties, our flips, all that great stuff. And then I think I've spent enough time here on this video that hopefully our tenant should be showing up here pretty soon, and we'll show it to him, see what he thinks. And then hopefully we'll have it rented and knock off another vacant property as a leased property in our portfolio. All right, we'll be back soon. Love to hear what you guys think of this one, and have a great rest of your week.